Grenada's health sector is prepared for the reopening of borders on Wednesday. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back with the details to the news for Tuesday, July 14th, 2020. I am Rikisha St. Louis. Grenada's health sector is adequately prepared for the reopening of the country's borders from Wednesday, July 15th. From Wednesday, July 15th, the Maurice Bishop International Airport will accept commercial flights from countries across the Caribbean region that are viewed as low risk. During a press conference on Tuesday, Health Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele said ministry, hospital and health professionals are geared up for the reopening. He says Grenada can now conduct over 300 PCR tests daily, and the island is also equipped with more than 3 months' supply of rapid tests. Minister Steele says in preparation to reopen the borders, the ministry had to increase its ability to test, identify and isolate in any possible cases.
Contact tracers training was completed last week, and the contact tracers will be engaged formally this week. That is an additional approximately 70 or 75 contact tracers. Testing facilities. The Ministry of Health has on island right now over 15,000 rapid tests, which is at minimum 3 months supply of rapid tests for opening borders, because everyone passing through MBIA would be rapid tested, as well as the ability to continue at the levels or increase levels within our own communities for rapid testing.
A PCR facility is being commissioned at the General Hospital, while another facility is currently in operation at St. George's University. The PCR facilities will aid in Grenada's ability to conduct more tests daily.
Both facilities are being equipped with a what is referred to as an automated extractor, which would increase their capacity to test upwards of 300 tests per day, PCR tests. Just to put that into perspective, over the entire period of us testing, we've done about 900 tests, PCR tests in total on island. So we would have the ability to do 300 per day on island as we proceed.
Minister Steele says there are delays in the preparation of the testing area at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. However, officials are working to have the area fully functional by August 1st. Also, from August 1st, the airport will accept international flights from other countries listed as medium risk, such as Canada, the UK, and other countries in the European Union. Continuing with the news, plans are being rolled out as the Grenada Tourism Authority, GTA, prepares players in the industry for the reopening of the country's borders on July 15th. Abigail McIntyre tells us more in this report.
A statement from the Office of the Prime Minister on July 7th announced the airport will accept commercial flights from countries across the Caribbean region viewed as low risk from July 15th, 2020. Since this announcement, the Grenada Tourism Authority has been aggressively putting plans in place to ensure its partners and players in the industry are prepared for the influx of visitors amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The GTA has developed a virtual e-reader which includes all protocols for the 6 subsectors of tourism, inclusive of the accommodation, transportation, and food and beverage subsectors. A travel advisory is also being developed where persons can access the information on the GTA's website. Videos are being created by the Minister for Tourism and the Airport Authority that will be played on flights advising travelers as to what can be expected once they land, among other things.
Planning continues, but it's basically we're involved in creating a new way of doing business within the tourism industry. So things that we would have taken for granted
can no longer do so.
That's true. So from the way we used to greet each other. You know, our visitors are very enthusiastic, and they would go in for a hug or the shake of a hand. So, you know, that means we have to do something different. So, you know what, we are considering something like the hospitality bow, you know, different things like that.
That's Communications Officer for the Grenada Tourism Authority, Rhea Murray. Ms. Murray says more than 1,500 persons have been trained to date.
From water sports to accommodation, restaurants, and they have also had input into the feedback on the protocols.
Okay.
And so that training is ongoing, actually. And we're just trying to give people who did not have the opportunity to be trained, whether physically or virtually. We have 2 training sessions this morning at 9. One is a general session, and the other is for the transportation sector, which is a very, very large sector.
Crucial sector.
For the National Report, I am Abigail McIntyre.
Thank you, Abigail. This is the National Report. The news will return after the break.
Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. Thousands of plants are now available at the different propagating stations as the Ministry of Agriculture officially launched its 2020 plant distribution season on Tuesday. Karima Lewis tells us this was possible even amidst the challenges posed by COVID-19 for the past months.
Though the COVID-19 pandemic did threaten the progression and the on-time hosting of the annual plant distribution season, agricultural workers rose above the challenges, made sacrifices, and ensured that the Ministry of Agriculture was able to deliver on its promise of plants availability to farmers. A short ceremony declaring the official opening of the plant distribution season was held on Tuesday at the Maribo Propagation Station, which set the tone for thousands of plants to be available to farmers for purchase as the ministry encourages food and nutrition security in this COVID-19 era.
Today I am pleased to announce that the 4 propagating stations are geared up and ready to distribute plants to the farming community and public.
That was manager of the Maribo Propagating Station, Alison Haynes. She explains the processes that must be followed to get to the point of plant distribution to the public.
Seeds have to be collected and sown to produce seedlings which are used for grafting in the case of avocado, golden apple, and mangoes, just to name a few. Cuttings have to be rooted before they can be sold in the case of breadfruit, wax apple, granadilla. Inputs such as hormones, grafting tools, fertilizers must be procured and made available in a timely manner. Repair and maintenance work on our nurseries and irrigation systems is a yearly occurrence and must be done in a timely manner or the plants will die.
It is in this regard she encourages proper care of the plants after purchase from the different stations. Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Yolande Bean Horsford, who delivered the featured address at the ceremony, noted that due to the existence of COVID-19, 2020 plant distribution is of greater significance.
The opening of plant distribution signifies a new season of planting with faith in the exception of great harvests to come. As we enter this new season, the Ministry of Agriculture is planting new seeds that are developmental in nature, which will yield great harvest of growth for the agriculture sector. This year, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, is celebrating its 75th year of existence. And it is celebrating this great milestone under the theme, Grow, Nourish, Sustain Together. The ministry joins the FAO in its celebrations, and we are tailoring our plans and programs under the theme of Grow, Nourish, Sustain Together.
Over 40,000 plants were available for purchase, inclusive of 12,000 cocoa, 8,000 nutmegs, over 7,000 soursop, over 4,000 ornamentals, and over 8,000 minor fruits and spices. Sale of plants will begin on Thursday, July 16. Persons who have filled out application forms will receive their plants within the next 2 weeks. Persons without application forms can purchase their plants on July 21st and 28th and during the entire month of August. For the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Karima Lewis.
Thank you, Karima. Finally, in the news, the government of Grenada is expressing concern about the growing disregard for the COVID-19 regulations and protocols. Several videos of mass gatherings have surfaced in recent days, which have helped to spark concern for the nonchalant attitude that many seem to have adopted. Additionally, more and more people are seen in public without masks, and some are failing to observe the physical distancing protocol. We get more in this Chrisanne Mitchell report.
There has been various amendments to the COVID-19 regulations, including the lifting of the curfew and granting 24-hour access to the beaches. However, gatherings of more than 20 people are prohibited, or in the case of funerals and weddings, the maximum number is 50. The regulations also require every person to wear a mask or suitable covering over the nose and mouth while in public, and to distance themselves at least 6 feet from any other person. Government is therefore calling on nationals to demonstrate greater responsibility for their own health and safety and that of their fellow citizens. Highlighting government's concern, Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell said, and I quote, "If people are genuinely concerned about their well-being, they will follow the protocols. We should not have to be told repeatedly that it is in our best interest to wear a mask, to maintain physical distance, or to refrain from mass gatherings. There is only so much that the government or the police can do. Beyond that, this fight requires an attitudinal change," unquote. Dr. Mitchell also noted that Grenadians should not be lulled into complacency with the lifting of the curfew. Health Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele on Tuesday also made a clarion call for Grenadians to respect and adhere to the protocols in place. He said a disregard for the protocol heightens the risk for everyone.
If we continue with the activities that we witnessed over the weekend, we will be putting ourselves at risk, extreme risk. And should the unwanted or possible person coming in be present at one of those gatherings, we would put ourselves in a lot of trouble. So we need to maintain the protocols. I know it has been difficult for most, if not all of us. The confinement. We are not a people who traditionally take confinement well. It came at a great cost to us all, and we must remember that cost and not throw caution to the wind and jeopardize it.
Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Francis Martin, reiterated that as government continues to invest heavily in keeping the virus at bay and to ensure the safety of all, so too must Grenadians support the cause and maintain the protocols.
We don't want to get a situation where we are back to getting cases, and worse yet, cases that we are not able to control because of people's behavior. So while we accept the challenge to be greater, we expect persons to be equally responsible and give us the support that you've always done to keep our country safe.
For the National Report, I am Chrisanne Mitchell.
Thank you, Chrisanne. Recapping the headline. Grenada's health sector is prepared for the reopening of borders on Wednesday. On behalf of the entire news team here at the Government Information Service, I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.